2017 with the women of Ouija.
Ouija. Hi, I'm Karen Dahlman.
Hey, and I'm Marla Martins, and I think we're gonna, be singers this year, and we've got our theme song going. Women of Ouija. Too bad my husband doesn't like this Ouija stuff, because he's a composer and singer. He could compose us a song. Gosh darn
Too bad he doesn't like what we do.
Bad. All right, but we love it.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Well, we got a great topic today, don't we?
What's the topic, Karen?
Well, we're going to talk about today, how do you start to use a Ouija board, how to start the session. Somebody wrote to us and said, I really want to know how to even start a session. So we might have covered it before, but we're going to cover it again.
And somebody on the chat on Facebook had said, how do you open it? How do you open a session?
Yeah.
They didn't even know because they just bought one. They'd never done it. All right. So, I'll tell you what I do, and then you can say what you do.
Sure.
So, now I'm really channeling more off the board, but what I would do is, if you get a new board in the mail, or if you purchase one, however you get it, when you get it home, you want to cleanse it. You want to sage it, or Karen will give you some ideas of how she does it, but all I do is I use either some sage or some incense, and I waft it all around, really cover it, and get whoever else's energy that was on it, whether the person who made it or owned it or whatever, off of that board. And then you can even put your intention into it. If you want to put your hands out, our hands are portals. Doesn't matter if you're a Reiki master like I am or not, but you can put your hands there and, affirm, okay, this board is solely for bringing me beautiful messages and insight of positivity, and only those beings, angels, entities of the highest vibration and light and good are allowed to come through this board. Kind of consecrate it, it's kind of exciting. And then, of course, I always do a little meditation. Well, not always, because now I don't need to. But if you're new at this, you might want to meditate, get clear, bring in some energies. You want to raise your vibration, because that's what really makes it work. And so get into a little bit of meditation, center yourself. And then I like to use crystals. I always light a candle. I love these Mexican candles. It's in Spanish. Abra camino, open the way, open roads.
Very nice.
Road open there. So I like that. And grounding is very important, so I've got some black tourmaline, which I always keep near my computer because it's good for the electromagnetic pollution. And, and net, EFEPT or whatever. Forget it.
You can see impulses, yeah.
Yeah, and grounding, and also protection against negative energies. So then, of course, I always like to talk to my angels. I'm not looking to talk to anybody scary or anybody weird or dead people, really. Most of the time, personally, I like talking with my angels, Mirth and Thomas. So I've got some angelic selenite, and this is an angelic heart, which I'll hold when I meditate or put near the board. Got my Super 7 crystal. Now you use crystals which resonate with you, but these are some things I use. And the Super 7 has 7 different crystals in one. I like having that nearby. And then something to get us up into the higher realms and in touch with some of these other beings. Labradorite.
Love that.
Love labradorite. And then I got something really fun in Mexico, which is like this wand. And look at it, has a little clear crystal at the end. It's got money in here. It has some citrine and a little. It's just like I can just zoom in. You can do whatever little magic you want.
You can really focus the energy, is what you're saying.
Focus the energy and affirmations, and kind of, you can even write your affirmations over the board in the air. It's really fun. And then I have an angel bell, which you guys have maybe seen. Calling in those angels. And then I get to work on the board. And then for me, I don't stay on the board too long anymore. I'll start on there, and then I will get onto my keyboard on my computer and start typing and channeling. And it was so cute this morning because I needed to channel something for somebody, and I went on, and my angel Mirth said, okay, so do you want to channel your messages now? And she did question mark, and I said yes. She goes, okay, go ahead. So then I jumped off the board, and I went on and channeled the message. So, eek. So...
Yeah, I think the important thing here is that, there's a preparation that Marla's talking about, and the preparation is not just for using the board, but this question was specifically for the board, but it's also any preparation you do when you reach into the other realms. you always want to prepare yourself, and most people bring in the different elements, the 4 elements, and they will bring in, they work with the energies in terms of honing them in and directing them. And one of my cats is here to say hello, if you can see him. I don't know if you can or
I
not.
saw him over there.
He,
He's looking
he
at the
loves
board.
this energy. And we talk about the Ouija board, and when I'm doing Ouija board, Jack is the cat that will come around the most. If you ever seen my videos before when I'm doing live Ouija, he runs in and out of the room because he loves the Ouija board. So anyway, yes, I think it's a great idea. I too will do many different things. I think the important thing about when you first start using the Ouija board, how you start a session, is to get your intentions, meaning your vibration where you want it, to what it is you want to communicate or match. Now, Marla showed you different ways of reaching into these higher realms and the octaves by using these different tools. She showed you how to focus it. She told you how to bring in the air with lighting the candle, the grounding of the rocks. You could bring in the water, the water element. You could bring in the earth. So think of that. What resonates for you? What makes you, okay, this is the question right here. What makes you feel good inside yourself when you sit down to like do a meditation or sit down to do something seriously? What is it? Is it saying a prayer? By the way, my cat's talking to you guys. He's saying hello. You'll hear him. He loves Ouija too. There he goes. Yes, Pans are up here talking about
look,
your
he's up
favorite
at the
tool,
board.
the Ouija board. Jack, we are too. They love this, I'm telling you. So ask yourself that question. What makes you feel really good? Because the idea is to get your energy up to a level to reach these realms. And the realms of the angelic beings, your loved ones, guides, guardians, ethereal beings, even extraterrestrials. It's a matter of taking your vibration and raising it so they can meet yours. And they've got to meet yours somewhere. If you're down here in the dumps and I was going to do this board and see what happens, it's not going to work very well. You're probably going to get some nebulous stuff, a lot of gibberish. So you've got to look at your vibration. Pick the tools if you need tools. Pick the meditations, the incantations, the rituals, the words that help you get in that space. So I like to, before I start a session, I will do a breathing exercise. I talk about it in all these videos we do, and it's in my book, The Spirits of Ouija, where I give a whole list of things to do to even start a session. So I breathe. And that allows me to ground. It brings in the element of breath. It puts me into the ground. And I get real centered. Then I say an opening prayer, and that helps us set our intentions and the vibration. I call upon exactly what I want to communicate with, what kind of communications I want to have, and I always give gratitude. I thank the beings before we even start.
Oh, yes.
With
Yeah.
Isn't that important? It is.
Yeah.
Because it's about building rapport and showing them you have respect and thanking them in advance. And it's just so much easier and through gratitude and thankfulness and higher energies for other energies to come through and connect. These are important things. Now, as Marla said, pick what works for you. You might use a little bit of what I said. You might use a little bit of what she said. You may have your own way of doing it. But again, the secret here is getting that vibration, that intention and vibration to what it is you want to communicate with. So let's say you want to communicate with your deceased loved one. Think of that person. Hold the vision in your mind. Smell them. What do they smell like? What do they say to you? Hear them. What do they feel like when you gave them a hug? What object of theirs do you have? And then make that connection that way. If you want to talk and meet your angels for the first time, think of angels and what they mean to you. When you think of an angel, what does that feel like in your body? Where do you feel it? Take those vibrations and move them through your body with your breath. And then state your intentions. I want to meet my angel or guides. And you'll find that you just keep progressing with this energy. And soon you'll get to a point, as Marla said, where that's not so critical. Bringing out all your baubles and beads is what my guides call them, or our talismans. They'll say what's critical is just the vibration you have within. So if these external things help you, use them by all means. I have many crystals too I like to use. And then you just get yourself centered with those tools. Use them to center you and get clear in your intention, and then start your session. Now, I know this may sound a lot like hocus pocus and stuff like that if you're not used to this, but we're telling you from years of doing this, this is what helps you align with the energies and be able to start bringing them in. Do you want to add anything to that, Marla?
I think that's about it. That's a good way to start. And of course, Karen's book, if you're a beginner, get that. We've got the links below for her books. And go ahead and watch as many of our videos if you like our series, because we've got a lot of information in there. And I will also put the link to one of my blog posts with a video that shows how I connected in the first place with my angel. So that's kind of interesting. And it really is patience, because some people will come on the groups and say, "Oh, it's just not working,"
Right.
or they'll say, "Will, that I just bought, I made my own will at work," or this is looks like this will at work. It's not. It's not the object that works. It's your energy. So it took me about 8 months to be able to use it on my own, because I needed to get my attunements, energetic attunements, Reiki. Then I became Reiki master. I did some other energetic attunements, spiritual work, which finally did get my vibration up higher, being able to communicate, because before I just couldn't. And they kept spelling why, because I'd do it with another person, a friend, and I'd say, "Why can't I do it on my own?" And they would keep spelling energy. They would keep spelling energy. So it was the energy, and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get my energy up." So that's basically it. And we do have other videos where we talk about diet, clearing out, we want to be clear channel, meditation, exercise, a lot of different ways you can raise your vibration. So you don't want to be using drugs or alcohol or eating a bunch of junk or feeling real lethargic or down or depressed. These things, it's going to be, like Karen said, you might get gibberish or nothing at all. Yeah.
See, and I think the key here too is when you start at the beginning, and as Marla was mentioning, people that will say, "I just tried, it doesn't work, what can I do?" It's really a matter, it took her 8 months, it's really a matter of patience, practice, and perseverance. And I talk about the 3 Ps: patience, practice, and perseverance. You've got to have a lot of patience for this process. You need to practice and practice and practice. And you got to be serious about this when you're practicing. Like, I know she was trying it almost every night. In the evenings, she would try with the board, it wouldn't move, but by God, she was going to do it every evening to see if it could make it happen.
It was only
and
5 or 10 minutes. Yeah.
Boom. Away it went. Boom,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right. Yeah, one night it just went, and I'd only give it about 10 minutes because my back would start hurting. I'd get, how long can you sit there? So I would just keep trying it, and it did work once. And I remember seeing this video of a guy on YouTube, this British or Scottish guy, and he said, "Hey, it could take like an hour or something." He goes, "No pain, no gain when it comes to talking to the spirits."
I'll say, and that's a good point, because I'll do the board with a lot of different people over the years. And when I first start somebody new on the board with me, it will take sometimes several sessions, which are hours on end, like maybe a couple hours at a time or an hour and a half. And I've seen people that have taken months and months to even a year to get it to be pretty good.
Right.
Where I do it by myself or do it with a certain few partners, it's like that every time. So it's really about building that connection with your partner. If you have a partner, building a connection with yourself, and then, getting those intentions straight, building up that energy. And I love that your angels told you energy, 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 because truly that is what this all is. This is allowing the energies to connect of the different vibrations and allowing communication to come through. And it requires that energetic transmission. And by the way, when Marla and I channel verbally, or she does automatic writing or whatever we're doing with the spirits directly without the board as a tool, it's all based on the energetic transmissions. It's allowing us to step aside to allow the energy to flow through and then to receive it so we can communicate it out. And so that's a little more advanced work. But a Ouija board, if you want to learn to do verbal channeling, that's a great place to start. Jane Roberts started there, you guys, when she started doing Seth. She started with the Ouija board.
Yeah, and so did Jerry Hicks, and then so did the guy who...
Well, Betty White, the medium from the early 1900s, did too.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of people who did.
A lot of people, and the guy, his name is escaping me now, that developed the AA.
Bill Wilson.
Bill Wilson. He started on the Ouija board, and it was told to him the tenets of
12-step program.
The 12-step program were given to him on the Ouija board. Did you know that?
Well, and James Merrill, a Pulitzer Prize winning poet and writer, wrote several books dictated directly through the Ouija board.
I had a poem.
Burns is another one from the early 1900s. You guys, the list goes on and on. But if you want to learn this, it's a great place to start. Mm-hmm. Again, it's about building energy and practicing patience, having patience the whole time, and your perseverance to do so. It takes a lot. So we're giving you a lot of ideas we're throwing at you, and you might want to listen to this video a few times to write these things down and then see what works for you. And you might find some new things along the way, but I can tell you, everybody I've spoken with over the years who has great success with this tool has said it always took them patience and it took them the energy, working on that energy, that intention energy.
Because
so I hope that helps
you guys. All of the universe is energy and vibration. That's all it is, and that's what we're made of.
We're just tapping into it.
Yeah,
that's all that we're doing.
We are made of energy too, so we just got to get our frequency up a little higher. So good good talk, and thank you, Karen. And I can't wait to hear what happens with you guys. How
Yes.
you're opening up your sessions now. Let us know if this helped, if you did it, if it moved, if it didn't, and we'll answer any questions in the next videos.
That's right.
And happy boarding.
Happy boarding, guys.